If you want to know what hell is, you must go there. This quotation is from Mr. Adjutant Chef, Warrant Officer Second Class Lopez. Lopez is one of the most renowned, one of the most charismatic, and maybe, no, surely the best jungle warfare instructor of the French Foreign Legion. I met this guy in Calvi, in Conrafali, in the ranks with the 2nd Rep, 2e Régiment étranger de parachutistes, as we made some special operations together. And I can tell you that he is one of the toughest men I ever met. But I'm not here to talk about Lopez only. I'm here to talk about the Jungle Training Center, CEFE, in French Guiana, the Centre Entraînement en Forêt Équatoriale. So together with the British Army, the French Army is the only one in Europe having a jungle training school. And what's going on there? How they proceed? What are they doing? Where this school is located? I will tell you in this clip. So stay in line, stay with me after the photo session. See you in a while. Bye bye, Thomas Gast. So here we are, deep in the jungle of French Guiana. Hello, friends of the French Foreign Legion. As I'm not English, not British, as I'm not from the United States of America, as English is not my mother tongue, I need to have a little bit support as paper on my hand. I hope it's good for you. I know it's better for me. So, we were talking about the training center of the French Foreign Legion. The name of the center is CEFE, And CEFE, the letters stands for Centre Entraînement en Forêt Équatoriale. It just means Jungle Training School, Jungle Training Center of the French Foreign Legion. And this training center is located where? In South America. To be more clear, it's based in Guyana, in French Guiana, and it's in the Regina region. So the camp is one of the cells of the 3rd REI, what means 3e Régiment Étranger d'Infanterie. It's the 3rd Foreign Infantry Regiment. It's the Jungle Regiment of the French Foreign Legion. So we are in South America, and here, this is French Guiana. We have here the base, the garrison, Kourou, is here, this place. And the camp, whose name is Camp Sutz. Sutz was an Hungarian guy who fought for the French Foreign Legion. He was very famous, a lot of battles, a lot of medals, tough guy. And Camp Sutz is based in the deep forest in Regina. So you can see this red line. This is the Camp Regina, and this is the Abruag River. It's a very mighty river, very powerful. And on the opposite side of Regina, across the Abruag, there is the Mataroni River. And along the Mataroni River, there you can see or find the sites of the Jungle Training School of the French Foreign Legion. So they are very big sites. So the CEFE, the center, is not an invention of the French Foreign Legion. So the Legion does not cook his own soup. It's not an unmonitored thing. You know, the center is one of the 11 centres d'aguerrissement. Aguerrissement is a French word, and I can translate it like hardening. Hardening, getting tougher. Centre d'aguerrissement. So now we have 11 in France. Before we had 12, but the CECAP, the Desert Training School of the French Foreign Legion, who was before in Djibouti, in strong hands from the 3rd DBLE, half brigade of the Legion, has closed because the brigade, half brigade, moved from Djibouti to Abu Dhabi, and from there, a couple of years ago, to Larzac in France. So actually, we have only 11 centres d'aguerrissement in the French army, and the CEFE is one of them. So what is the aim of the jungle school? What is the aim of the training center of CEFE? It's easy. It's for the fighting units on the level platoon and company. They must be able, after passing in the training center, to fight in, how can I say, in hostile environment. And when I say hostile environment, I don't mean only the enemy. No. Fight in high temperature, with high humidity, in an environment where you can find poisonous snakes, scorpions, black caiman, poisonous dart frogs, you know? And that's not all, I'm coming up. Just have to deal with my paper. And this is also for the young leaders. They must be able to give the orders in this hostile environment. If they must be given orders when they are tired, when they are stressed, when they are frightened, when they are wet until the bone, you know? And of course, close to the enemy or under the fire of enemy. And this is so, and each single soldier must be able to, how can I say it, to get close to his limits and pass over his limits, mentally and physically. And this is the aim of this school. So from 1987 to 2002, I have served in the second rep. Second rep is the only paratrooper regiment in the French Foreign Legion, and I was in the first company. The job of the first company was urban fighting, urban warfare, or warfare in built-up areas. And I can tell you, I have been in Guyana before, from 85 to 87, and I can tell you that the combat in jungle can be much more intense than the combat in built-up areas. You need a lot of ammunition. You send out a lot of stress. You cannot see the enemy if he's even very close to you. And then the weather, it's hot, it's wet, it's always raining. So this is stress pure, right? So the Centre Entraînement Forêt Équatoriale delivers a couple of courses, and they can be given modularly or a la carte. A la carte, this is mainly for special forces coming from all over the world, also from United States, talking about Navy SEALs, talking about Rangers, talking about Marines, and everybody passed there in the jungle school in French Guiana. And this is the story. In 86, we have been, I was part of the team. The 3rd REI sent a small team of 30 men, legionnaires, coming from the 3rd REI, to the Navy SEAL Team 4 in Puerto Rico, based in Roosevelt Roads, called Rosie. And we had a good time with the Navy SEALs. So they instructed us in some warfare, whatever kind of, they give us kind of instruction in a lot of things, and we instructed them also in jungle warfare. And it was amazing. It was an exchange of savoir-faire, of knowledge. It was very, very intense moments with the Navy SEALs in Puerto Rico. This is just memories coming through my head, you know. And what kind of courses are they do? The first is stage aguerrissement. Aguerrissement, for memory, is to get tougher, hardening, right? And these courses are mainly for the fighting companies of the French Foreign Legion in the 3rd REI, for memory, the 2nd and the 3rd company, and the compagnie d'appui, the heavy company, right? And then the next course is the combat course. And this combat course is mainly given, I already talked about this, mainly given for strangers army coming from all over the world, for all elite forces, special forces, right? And these 2 days, these 2 courses can be done, each one in 12 days. In 12 days, and it's finished. The combat course, of course, is kind of infiltration, get close to the enemy, making kind of surprise attacks on the enemy, exfiltration, moving away from the enemy, ambush, topography course, and all what is about fighting, all what is about combat, shooting, of course, combat shooting in forest, right? Also 12 days for this course. Then we have special courses. When I say special courses, that means it's for the young leaders of the French Foreign Legion, talking about corporals and sergeants. So the first course is AMF, what means Add Monitor Forest. And this is nothing else to be, after the course, instructor in jungle warfare. And we also have the course Éclaireur Forêt. Éclaireur Forêt is kind of scout, kind of ranger, you know. The next course they offer is courses for officers' schools. So mainly this is for the French officers coming from the metropole. I'm talking about Saint-Cyr, officers coming from Saint-Cyr. Saint-Cyr is École Spéciale Militaire. It's like West Point in US or kind of military academy Sandhurst in England, right? In all these courses, they have, of course, compulsory subject. What mean? Things that you have to pass through every day. I'm talking about survival, to live about what the forest you can offer. You know, I'm talking about obstacle courses. We have different obstacle courses like Piste Pécari, Piste Liane, Piste Jaguar. Piste Jaguar is a very difficult obstacle course, and it's for a transport of the wounded. Very hard, very tough. You have to cross rivers. You have to cross swamp areas, and this is not given. This is very tough. And then we have, of course, the chapter traps. I'm talking about booby traps. I'm talking about traps anti-personnel, like in Vietnam. And I'm talking about traps just to catch animals in survival situations, you know. And then we have the chapter how to cross rivers and swamp areas. Yep. So, the idea for this center of training center was already here in the spirits from the Legion officer in 1984. So, it was set up in 1985. I was there, and the center himself was created in the year, end of the year 86, not in 87, like someone says, no, but in 86. And in this time we had names, famous names, turning around, like Capitaine Thibault, who was the first officer from the Cellule Forêt, and Adjudant-Chef Rousseau, or Lopez, or Geiger, or Sergeant-Chef Vavanen. Famous names, the best instructors you could have in this time, you know, in this area, in any army. And last but not least, I will tell you something, even if some of you don't want to hear this, is that I saw a lot of units, foreign units passing there. I saw Marines, and I saw Rangers, I saw KSK, I saw officer schools passing there. And they all come to French Guiana like, hey, we are the best. We can do better than you legionnaires can do. But after 3 days, they came back. They stepped down from their clouds because they feel the humility in the forest. Because forest is a difficult area. Right? And I'm talking about the pistes, the obstacle courses, Liane, Pécari, and Jaguar. All the records, when we take time, you know, chrono, has been made by legionnaire unit, of course. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. I'm through. If you have any question, just address to me via YouTube, and I don't like to miss you when I put in my next clip, end of the week, talking about the next adventures in French Guiana. Thank you for your patience. Amitié Légionnaire, Thomas Gast. Bye bye.